morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Check. Testing this thing on.
1, 2.
Wake up.
First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. Wake up.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. I think the tech is back.
Turn my headphones up.
All right. Let's get it show on the road. Hey. Good morning. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you, chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, thanks for joining us on this Friday, November 24th, 2023. It is the day after Turkey Day, so I'm anxious to see who's getting up this morning.
Everybody's still in a coma. Cornbread coma.
Little itis sleep in situation. Yep. But I see some people in the chat already, so thank you for getting up this morning. It's also a Native American Heritage Day, which is a very interesting day to have right after what they call Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's some politics in there. But yeah, good morning. Pop says good morning, Paul and Buddy and all the First Sky fam. Thanks for getting up so early, Pops. Appreciate you. Miss K gives us a good morning, First Sky fam. Okay. Somebody changed the name.
Yeah.
Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning. Good morning to you as well. Mark Manor is over on YouTube, says happy Black Friday. Been at the store since 5 a.m. and we had a line since the period. Okay.
Since then, maybe.
I was wondering who was gonna get up and do some Black Friday shopping. So shout out from the Black Friday line over there, wherever you are, Brother Manor. Let us know what you in the mood for. What deals you going for?
Yeah, what you out there camping about? What you looking for? What you looking for? Man,
excuse me.
Weathering the madness.
Yeah. Speaking of weathering the madness, I'm still still a little under the weather. Better than I was Wednesday, but still down. So
okay.
Yeah, but so bear with me through there. The voice is coming in and out and all that good stuff. But we'll try to hold tight today and have a little discussion and talk about some haps.
Yeah,
haps coming up this weekend. Lots going on this weekend, so get your haps ready as well.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, he says people are camping at Homer's. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, he gotta work. He gotta work the record store.
Okay.
Yeah.
See. That's what I figured. I felt like Mark was a little smarter than going through the madness. Man. I mean, it's gotten out of hand a few years. People getting trampled, all kind of stuff. So
real. I did have a little vision that you camped out in front of Best Buy trying to get a flat screen or something. I didn't know what was going on for a minute, but yeah.
Okay.
I respect those that are camping out for records.
Man, yeah, that's the thing. People camping out. I wonder what jams they trying to get. What's hot out? What's new?
Yeah, I mean, knowing Homers, you guys probably got some Black Friday deals going on, or let us know what's going on there. Definitely want to shout that out. Come and get your record collection up. Sue Kessler Hagen gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate you coming on Facebook. I see Facebook and YouTube working this morning, so glad of that.
Welcome everybody.
We had technical difficulties over here that kind of worked themselves right up until the start of the show. So I'm glad we're on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's like that sometimes,
Yeah, it is.
Technology does what it wants.
Yep. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, do us a favor and share the show. Get as many people on talking as we can. Don't know how many people are going to be on today, though. Like I said, this is the day after Turkey Day, and whether or not you celebrate Thanksgiving, you probably did get together with the family this week and eat a whole lot of food. And
Yeah.
I know this because people have been graciously dropping off plates to me.
Okay. Plural plates.
Plural plates, bro. I got food for 2 weeks. Yes, and I appreciate everybody. So shout out to Wanna Luz and her daughter that came by last night and dropped off a plethora of food. And,
Mm,
yeah, really appreciate that very much because I certainly did not feel like being up cooking stuff this past
yeah.
few days.
Cornucopia of fixins.
Yep, shout out to my sister that brought some food over from the family gathering as well. So
Hey.
a lot of people out there, man, digging in. I even see my fitness friends out here like, don't trip. It's one day. Go ahead and have the turkey. You have the
Man,
food.
man.
No sense of being on a diet on turkey week. So
Everybody looking at you. You looking at everybody.
yep. Mark Manor says there are 165 exclusive titles out this morning. See,
Man, okay.
you give me a
Okay.
reason to come down and stand in line in front of Homer's, bro.
Man, exclusives. Man,
Yep.
they getting kind of creative with the vinyls, man. Like I'm coming across like, double-sided lathe cuts where you gotta like play it a certain way to get a certain song and at a certain angle and see through vinyl with a bunch of colors and yeah, vinyl is still
Yeah.
a thing, man. Still a
Shout
thing.
shout out to De La Soul's first group that I ever saw do that. They got a
Man,
single that they put out back in the late '80s. Yeah, you got to set the needle just right, and it'll play a whole different track
yeah, man.
on the same side. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip. Shout out to Homers. Check them out. Get you some new jams. Y'all got that new Near North Side? I've been bumping that the last couple days.
And Mark, he already put a post out. He was like, people been asking, but they don't got a vinyl out yet. So
Man, man.
as soon as they do, I see Brother Kasim in the chat. He says, "Peace, fellas. What's going on, Brother
Peace, peace.
Kasim? Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on over here on Facebook as well. Yeah, Mark, I'm feeling a little bit better. The fever broke yesterday, so at least that is the case.
Okay.
I'm still struggling a little bit this morning, but definitely better than I was Wednesday. So
Yeah, I mean, you called me sounding pretty hyped yesterday, man. It sounded like you was feeling better, man. So what did you get into yesterday? Just kind of chilled at the house and
so
collecting plates.
yeah, I just chilled out, man. I took several NyQuil naps yesterday, so I'm feeling pretty semi rested. Still,
Okay.
like, still under the weather. I can definitely tell for sure. I'm still draining, and fighting that sore throat and the whole nine, but better, definitely better. And I still haven't gone and taken the COVID test, so I'm gonna go to check that out. I got an older one, and I think that you need to get a newer one now that has for this new variant. So I'm gonna go to
Hmm.
Walgreens today and see if I can get myself a test and just make sure. But I'm pretty sure it was just the flu.
Okay.
Yeah, but how you doing, by the way?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Still kind of reeling. Did end up eating. Although I don't really observe Thanksgiving. Any time to spend some time with the family, I'll take it. So yeah, just chilled out with the fam yesterday. Ate some food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mama God
Ate
threw down.
Yeah, mama God threw down.
Yeah.
Also, mother-in-law threw down. Everybody came together, brought some dishes together, had a bunch of pie. Also, yesterday was Mama God's birthday,
Ooh.
and we're still celebrating little mama's birthday, my middle child. Her birthday was last week. So, she's still, oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. So, we had some birthdays and other things. So that was kind of more so the focus for me. Celebrating Mama God, celebrating my daughter, cut some cake, sang some happy
Uh,
birthdays and stuff. Yeah, good times, good times.
I think it's the first time I met Mama God was going over to your house for we was
At
doing
the
something.
Super Bowl? Was that the Super Bowl?
A Super Bowl party. Yeah, she cooked up. Man, we ate good that day. I was like,
Man,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's the introduction right there. You meet
Yeah,
somebody.
man. What was that? Was that the crab boil we did? We did crab
Yeah,
boil for yeah.
yeah. Mama God was throwing down, man. So I know you've been eating good yesterday.
Yes,
Last
sir. Yes, sir. And today, man, still got pot of greens. Get some cornbread going.
man, I
Yeah.
didn't even pick my tamales up yet, bro. That's how I got so much food. It's crazy.
They
So
they, they took care of a single man. You
shout
gonna
out to
eat.
everybody. shout out to
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who dropped the plate off for real, for real. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick those tamales up today. And like I said, man, I'm gonna have to freeze stuff. I think so much food came in, so I was surprised, but also very much just like, yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. That's my community right there. You know what I mean? I
Oh
appreciate
yeah, oh yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Brother Kasim in the chat though reminding us. He said, "Get healed up. We got Umar next week."
it, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully y'all got y'all tickets.
yeah, I'll be there masked up. Even I'm still feeling bad, I'll still be there. I'm be there masked up or whatever.
Okay.
But December 2nd, man, for sure, 4 o'clock. Location is 4224 North 24th Street. Get your tickets. Again, we've been putting out the Cash App. It's a money sign BAA Omaha, or the PayPal. You can buy a ticket through PayPal at info@baaomaha.com.
Man,
Definitely get your tickets, man. You know, this is going down. Dr. Umar is going to be in the house, and we're also celebrating the 4th year anniversary of the BAA. So,
man.
yeah, it's crazy yeah, man, it's crazy that time is flying like that. That's a trip.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a real trip.
and it's still working, still doing the work, man. Definitely kudos to the brothers and sisters over there at the BAA putting it down.
Most deaf. Gwen Easter in the chat says, "Good morning. Are you feeling better? I thought about you yesterday. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better than Wednesday. Still down though. Did not get the tamales yet. I'm going today to go get them. She also says, belated happy birthdays. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mama
Thank
God in the house. Is Mama God up on the chat today, or is she chilling with the baby?
you. She might pop in the chat. I think she's up running to the store, ripping and running. You know, she's an early bird, man. So
Oh, is that right?
yeah, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Pop says, Paul, I'm sending you some stamps for a few of those frozen tomatoes.
Okay.
Pops,
See?
Pops wants a frozen package.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He wants parts. He wants parts.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. So let us know. You know what you all did. Spend some time. Did anybody make it to Mayor Sanchez's house?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear from too, man. Mayor Sanchez, he said he ordered a whole bunch of stuff, and he had all kinds of stuff on his food day, on his
Yeah,
turkey day.
man.
So we got to see how the eating was over there. I'm sorry I missed that. I was like, man, he broke the menu down one show. Like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, oh yeah. But just the sheer spirit of opening his home to those who may not have anybody, or even if you do, just still opening his home to the fam. Man, big shout out to the Mayor Sanchez. Hopefully he'll pop in today. Seeing brother Marlon Harrison coming through. Good morning to you. Saying good
yeah.
morning, family. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, yeah.
Those of you that celebrated, that is.
Right.
And of course, we do want to remind everybody it's Native American Heritage Day, which is what we pay a little bit more attention to
Yeah,
than
man. Yeah, man.
Thanksgiving.
Don't even
Uh,
call it Black Friday.
you know what's real funny? I told you, growing up Jehovah's Witness, we're not looking at holidays and stuff like that the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And all the stuff that all the reasons why is because like all the things that they bringing out, they bringing out now. It's real funny to get online and see everybody like, I ain't celebrating Thanksgiving. That's when they murdered all. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, oh
I'm
yeah,
not,
oh
I'm
yeah.
not, I'm not good with the massacre that happened after that, and we don't care about no pilgrims and blah, blah all this stuff, man. I'm just
Hello.
like, yeah. You don't want to be no part of no celebrations that resulted in genocide of a people
Man.
and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting to me to see people coming to their finding their way and finding their reasons why they are going to do something or not going to do something. And we're in this age of social media where you can get on your feed and see it all, see why
Man.
everybody's with it or not with it. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, it's
So,
kind of funny. I didn't really pull it, but now that we're talking about it, I'm just thinking about it. It is funny that there's a whole article about like tips on how to prepare to have like controversial conversations and tough, tough. What was it? Controversial conversations and tough relationships with your family at Thanksgiving dinner. It's like tips to have those conversations.
yeah,
It's very interesting, man. Definitely very interesting in this electrified age of information, all kind of
totally.
memes and things going out there. More people have more access to that type of information.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did anybody have any of those hard conversations
yeah.
over
Good
over
question.
the table?
I also saw a meme talking about how what black folks think. They was like, "Don't get it twisted. We won't pass by a time to get together with family and have some food, but we don't care about no pilgrims." I
Yeah,
was like, "Dang,
pretty
okay, all
much.
right." So they can say have happy Thanksgiving all they want to, that they're feeling like they're feeling. But anyway, that being said, today is not Thanksgiving. Today is Native American Heritage Day,
Yeah, man.
and it's also Friday, Haps Friday for us here on First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
go ahead and get the show started. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's
Hey,
get it going.
let's start the show.
What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, the sick, Buddi3 Da Gawd. Yeah, I'm still under the weather, y'all. All of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, 6:30 Club. Let us know how the mix was this morning. Appreciate you listening over there on the radio channel. You can go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the listen button, or ask your Amazon Alexa to play First Sky Omaha Radio. Appreciate you very much for that. And yeah, you got to bear with me today. My voice is kind of in and out. I'm still under the weather, better than I was Wednesday, but still not feeling great. But on the mend, on the upswing. So thanks for everybody that shout out and gave me some shout outs, checked in on me. I appreciate you very much. And shout out to everybody that brought plates over for real.
Man, looking out for my guy.
Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Christy Nor gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate you. Pop says our boat was Amistad, not the Santa Maria. When Easter says, have anyone heard whether the 10-year-old that was shot late last night survived? Haven't heard about this one yet. Due to drive-by shooting, it was about 20 cop cars flying up 30th Street. Please pray for him and his family.
Definitely.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Looked around, didn't see anything in the news this morning on that. So
about that, right?
Yeah. So there you go again, man. You know, it's another example of why we need our own media and why our headlines might be different than other headlines. Just appreciate you relaying that news. And yeah, if anybody knows anything about that, let us know.
Yeah, definitely prayers going out to that family of that young man.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a few things that we're going to get into today, but for the most part, this is a Haps Friday for us, Black Friday for others. I heard there's some people standing out in front of stores and stuff like that. Anybody got any Black Friday plans? You guys buy into that? You guys go get your deals during Black Friday? We're going to spend any money today? Mark Manor is over at Homer's right now,
man,
with some special deals. So it's a good time to go get your record collection up for real. As a matter of fact, him talking about that this morning is the first time I ever even considered that I would get up in the morning and go stand in line for a Black Friday deal. Because I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. They put some things together on the record tip. So I would say definitely go check that out. It's a good time to get your record collection up. He said there's 165 exclusive titles out this morning.
Man,
exclusive titles, bro. So okay,
jams.
Definitely jams. Also, check out, hook up with your homers on your Instagram and Facebook as well, because when they get shipments in the records, he'll go through the records on Facebook and Instagram, and just kind of thumb through them so you can see what's in. There's been a couple times I jumped down. I was like, oh, I got to get that one and jump down there because I saw a post. So definitely get your post. Go ahead and like Homer's page. And check it out, man. You can get your record collection up for real.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, Sue Kessler Higgins says, I did mine online. I'm getting too old to stand in this cold anymore. I heard that.
Yeah, see, it's not about age, Sue. It's about wisdom. That's a wise move right there. That's a wise move. Yeah. Did the same thing. I did the same thing. Yeah. Got a TV to go pick up today.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah,
good deal on it?
Huh?
Good deal on it?
Yeah. Like 50% off, I think, actually. But yeah, got to hook up Mama God, make sure she's comfy, got what she needs.
Heard that. That's what's up. Christy Norris says, I have to work. My grandbaby wants a 3D printer, so no looking for the right Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
3D printer.
Huh?
Yeah. Now that's a gift right there.
Right. They got those retail now. You can just go cop that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're cheap, but yeah, you can people you can go get it, and that's really saying something for your grandbaby that wants a 3D printer. They're a maker. They're trying to make some
Man.
things.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. That's
So,
dope. That's dope, man. You be surprised. You might not have to. You can print your own spatulas. Yeah, you kind of doing something right there with that,
bro, if I was 9, 10, 11 years old and I was living in the age of the 3D printer,
man.
yeah, I'd have been the master inventor.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's to the point where 3D printers can like print up to 90% of the parts needed to make a 3D printer. Like it can print itself.
Well, look, bro, Gene Stoffer just had to put a law out that said you can't build no 3D guns.
Oh yeah, ghost guns. Yeah.
Ghost guns, which people make with 3D printers. So like that's how effective a 3D printer can be. You can build almost anything with it.
Pretty much.
And a lot of I saw some stuff about it where you can recycle your pop bottles and plastic bottles and stuff like that, and use that plastic to build things. So I mean, I'd have been yeah, if I was living in the era of that. Matter of fact, let me think about it.
You are living in the era of that,
I'm
Paul.
living in the era of that.
You are living it.
That's something me and little man can do now. As he is that age. Right.
Shout out to the dude.
Yeah, he's a little engineer too, so he probably love that, man, building stuff. She said, yeah, there's yes for kids as well. They got kid versions of 3D printers, all kinds of stuff. So that's what's up. Gwen Easter says, I never attended Black Friday. Too many people. I already hate going grocery shopping, so I definitely not standing cold line. I heard that.
Oh yeah. And people just get rude, man. Like it gets a little ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on everything you said in that comment right there.
That's gospel.
For real. Yeah, I'm with it. Definitely feel trying to be strategic on things that you go out and do these days, because you just never, you kind of gotta. It's not like the old days where you just mindlessly walk everywhere and do everything. Feel like there's a level of safety. There's a level of a different level these days out in the street.
I mean, you gotta move cautiously. You gotta move with intent. Yeah.
And not get caught up in the trends, man. It's Black Friday every day on this show because it's black because this is our meaning of Black Friday. But
oh yeah,
I don't care nothing about. I mean, as much as I know about retail, as much as I know about the way that they jack up prices, and you know what I'm saying. Like trust me, they're making their money. They're not losing no money on Black Friday. They just have shifted things around to make it feel and look like something. Unless you're homers and you actually do have some exclusive deals going on.
There you go. Yeah. Good save. Yeah, but yeah, all the mega consumption Walmarts and everybody out there. Come on, man. We got to know about the hyper consumerism.
Most def. Christy North says she wants to make her own toys. Would they see what I'm saying? 3D print. That's what's up. Yeah. Love that. Pop says I stood in one Black Friday line in my life. I told myself never again. Man.
Okay.
Marla Harrison in the chat says, yesterday I got to see my cousin and her new baby yesterday. They came all the way up from Texas and heading back tomorrow. Family time.
Yeah,
family time. Love that. That's what this is. That's what, when you take away, that's what it really is all about, is that people got time off. They're able to take some time off.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually get together and what better thing to get together on, but cooking some good food and hanging with fam and all that good stuff. So my family got together this week too. I sorry, like I said, I was down with the flu and missed it, but it's always a good time when that happens. Our family gets together whenever we feel like getting together, though. So it ain't it's just how the thing is.
Man, you kind of read my mind. Like what, Yeah, it'd be nice to do that more often.
Like I said, we didn't care nothing about the holidays, so we get together when we get together, and it's many more times than once a year. So that's what it's all about. Christy North says Black Friday shopping was the only way I could afford Christmas when my kids were young. Okay. Some deals. Okay, that's what's up. Black Friday, Christmas. All right. Well, there you go. It is holiday season. We are in it. It is getting cold. We're supposed to have some flurries and things today. The snow is finally ready. Yeah, man.
Yeah, 22 in Omaha right now.
2D2.
Yeah, y'all can have that. Have that.
I mean, I would have never known because it's nice and toasty in here right now.
There you go. See, you got it. I do want to remind the people, though, also the holiday season does mean something specific for First Guy Omaha. It means that it is getting close to the end of our season. Again, we're going to December 15th. Is that the day?
Yep. Yep, 15th is our last day of season 6.
Man.
Boost to the Roots coming up very fast. Yeah, it's less than it's about 3 weeks away now, something like that, right? Yep,
Yeah, let's hit them up. It's coming
yep.
up, y'all. It's coming up. So yeah. Look out. We definitely appreciate the support. Hopefully we can get that moving forward into the new year. A lot of things to be excited about. Yeah, a lot of things coming up very soon. A lot of things happening.
What's on your mind? What you thinking about?
Well, I don't know if you want to spill the beans, but you know what's on my
Uh,
mind.
I will say this: Dr. Cornell West will be in town to do a rally. So remember we've been talking about Dr. Cornell West, and he's
Hmm.
running for president first of all, and he was with the People's Party first. Then he moved to the Green Party. Well, I just got news that he moved to the Independent Party now, so he's moving up bigger parties to try to really go for it. And he's really getting down with some battleground states right now.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think we got an article
Yes, we
coming up
do.
about it.
Yes, we do.
So if he's out here really trying to battle in the battlegrounds, he'll eventually be in Iowa, and he'll have to hit all the spots that are battleground spots. So we got word that he will be out here for a rally on I believe it's the
6th, 5th,
is
or
it the 6th. Let me look at the calendar real quick.
yeah. Let's get it right. Let's get it
Yeah,
right.
let's
Let's
get
get
it
it
right.
right.
Let's get it right.
Yeah. But yes, brother Cornell West
Uh,
and
yeah,
will be here. He's not only moving up, through the parties, but moving around
yeah.
as far as in the states.
On the 5th, he'll be out here on
The
the
5th.
5th.
Okay, there you
Right.
go.
So
December
we'll
5th.
we don't know where exactly yet. We'll get that information and give it out to you. But if you're interested in checking out and hear what he got to say, definitely check that out. And we're trying to get him on. You already know we're
Yeah,
trying to get him
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, but
hang
he
tight,
will be
hang
in the
tight, man.
area in the 5th, man. And we'll have some more announcements on that as soon as we get some confirmations on some things and all that good stuff. But yeah, Dr. Cornell West coming on out here, man. So it's gonna be heavy. And the race is heating up. That's the thing that I'm thinking about is everybody's on that rally tip right now. Everybody's traveling around, and man, it's heating up in a big way. It's heating up. There you
Yeah,
go, brother Kasim said the
the
5th. He'll be
5th.
out here on the
Yep.
5th. Shout out to brother Kasim, who's a wealth of information on what's going on in the community
Yeah,
for
man.
real. So he's the one that hipped us to the fact that Dr. West is going to be out here on the 5th, and that's what's up. So
Man, so it's gonna be kind of a pretty charged week. You got Dr. Umar on the 2nd, brother Cornell West on the 5th. Yeah, yeah.
forget Black Friday. It's gonna be Black Week.
Man, there you go. There you go. So make sure we stepping out, make sure we supporting all that good stuff. Okay, brother Kasim giving us some background says the BAA is presenting and protecting him. So yeah, man, putting in the work, putting in the work.
BAA's getting down, bro.
Yeah,
That's what's
man,
up.
in a real way. So if you haven't already gotten down with the BAA, now's a good time, man. I hear there's some good things going on with the land. Again, purchased 8 acres on their own, might I add.
Come on.
And using it, doing some big
Yeah.
things, man. So yeah, get down with the BAA if you haven't already. Big shout out, and let's move into this election season. I think that's something definitely worth talking more about. Again, get into this election season ahead of 2024, as Paul said, some of the races heating up. Let's make sure we're aware of some of the seats that are opening up here in the Omaha area, the Nebraska area. So
Yeah.
continue to stay on top of that one.
Most def. Brother Kasim, let's have you on Monday if you got some time Monday and come on talk about
Yeah.
what's going on this coming up week. Definitely would love to hear from you. Also, speaking of which, we still got this campaign going on right now because Brother Blake is still missing, so we're still
Yes.
out here looking for Brother Levi Blake. If you have any information, you can make that phone call 402-444-4123, or you can go ahead and post where you've been looking on the and use the hashtag where is Mr. Blake, hashtag where is Mr. Blake. When you look around and you can report in to us. I mean, we were doing this on the last Thursday, but we're
Hmm.
continuing on past that date to definitely look around in your area, your respective neighborhoods, and if you could, take some photos of some spots that you checked out, and kind of report back on your page. Just make a little post. Hey, I've been out here looking for Mr. Blake. This is the area. Hashtag where is Mr. Blake. And then that allows Sherman Wells and the family to be able to just type in hashtag where is Mr. Blake and see all of our posts.
Right.
That's how that hashtag is used, so they can kind of check in and see what's going on. So definitely keep looking. So stay vigilant. I always mix up vigilant and diligent and vigilant
Yeah,
on
both.
yes, both.
Yes.
Yes. And also, Chad Chamber Terry Human Petto put this out as well. Missing Nina Elizabeth Harlan
Mm.
is also somebody who's missing. She's 33 years old, Native American, 5'2", and she was wearing undergarments when she was last seen,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So, yeah, last seen on November 13th. If you have any information, please contact Omaha Police Department, 402-444-4600, extension 6. So, police department is on this one. And sounds like it's an open case here, so you can just call them if you have any information there. But please be on the lookout also for Nina Elizabeth Harlan as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
again, we'll post these to Friends of First Sky Omaha to keep them on front of mind when we're doing what we're doing every day. So we'll appreciate it. Brother Kasim said, I'll be free on Monday. Just check the calendar. I'm ready. All
Let's
right. We'll
go.
go ahead and bring you on, bro. Start talking about
Yeah.
what everybody needs to, when we're talking about Haps Friday, that's the Haps that I'm thinking about. What's going on this next week is going to be legendary. The 4th anniversary of the BAA, Dr. Umar speaking in person. Also, Dr. Cornell West being
Hmm.
hosted by the BAA coming through. And it'll be a legendary week for what's going on in the Black community in a big way. So, can't wait to see what's going to unfold, and just want to get everybody ready so we can all participate and get down, get your
Yeah, man.
tickets, and come on through. Yep.
Yeah, let's make sure that sells out. Let's make sure that sells out. But yeah, speaking of that, let's dive into at least some of the articles we have prepared for today. Definitely kind of talk about really what's going on with Brother Cornell West. As Paul mentioned, a political recently released an article talking about Cornell and his tour again, setting his sights on key battleground states across the country. So I definitely talk about again some of the hot topic issues that he's going to be running on. And yeah, man, could we be having our second black president in the United States? That's even crazy to just even talk about and think about. But yeah, we'll see. Also, again, as we mentioned, we don't really observe Black Friday, but we definitely still stand with our Native brothers and sisters here on this Native American Heritage Day. And this is actually news to me, and I don't know if any of you heard about this, but we definitely got to talk about it. Nebraska public media are reporting on the Santee Sioux Nation up in northern Nebraska making progress on their water battle. Apparently, the EPA issued a no drink order back in 2019, and now the northern Nebraska Santee Sioux Reservation is still without safe drinking water. So we'll definitely have to talk about that situation. Again, learn about the current fight for our Santee Sioux brothers and sisters. Also, there's an initiative going on in Omaha about moccasin making. Again, kind of helping local residents reconnect with their Native American and tribal roots. So some positive news as well. Good things going on at the Yates Illuminates. I don't know if you remember. Again, Yates Elementary School recently closed down a few years ago, and there was a community effort to reopen that facility, and now it is open and alive and being used for some good cultural programming and other things, man. So if you haven't been down there, definitely check out the Yates Illuminates. Actually, had the pleasure of meeting a few people behind that whole operation when I was in Omaha. It seems like a good situation, man. So yeah, big shout out to Yates Illuminates. Kind of talk about the Bluebird Cultural Initiative going down again there at that facility. Also, one thing about the holiday, even if you don't, you know, observe or believe or celebrate, you definitely still feel the spirit of giving and things like that. And apparently that seems to be the case of Warren Buffett, who just recently donated Berkshire Hathaway shares to children's foundations for the Thanksgiving holiday, actually at the tune of about 876 million dollars. So
To
yeah.
children's foundations or his children's foundations.
Headline read Children's Foundation. So yeah, we'll definitely have to look. That's a great question. We'll definitely have to look into that and see, even if that what impact will that make? What foundations, what work are they doing? So definitely looking at that, and also reminding people that Giving Tuesday is coming up as well. So again, we have our feelings here on this show about nonprofits, but there are some nonprofits doing some good work, and that do need our support. Definitely shout out to the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. Definitely shout out to the North Omaha Community Partnership. Definitely shout out to again brother Sherman Wells and Untamed. Shout out to
I don't think Untamed is a nonprofit,
okay.
but
Hey,
we can
but
still
could use some support.
right. We can always support. We can support any organization that we want to support, whether they're nonprofit or not. But yes,
There you go.
to
There
your
you go.
point, yeah, there's some out there that they're doing. I Be Black Girl, some out there that's
Yes,
doing some
yes.
good work.
Thank you. But again, Giving Tuesday. So think of how you can give back to your community and recognize some efforts that actually might not be, because again, we remember back in the day, like the Humane Society and those types of efforts kind of always come out on top on days like this. But how can we as a community support the organizations that don't always get the support? So again, Giving Tuesday coming up, definitely a good time to start that conversation. And speaking of conversations, as always, if there's anything that we're not talking about, feel free to drop that into the chat. Let your mind be free, let your voice be heard. As I always say, conversation rules the nation, and we're here to have them. So, yeah, let's get into it. Brother Kasim also reminding us Urban Survival Club getting down. So yeah,
Definitely use
lot
the
of
support
efforts, a lot of organizations to support out there.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Oh, brother Sherman Wells is in there too, man. He says,
Unified.
Unified Nation. If you want to donate to Untamed, okay,
There you
cool.
go. There you go.
Putting those cash apps in there. Definitely, put your cash apps in there, and yeah, let's do that. I mean, Giving Tuesday means a certain thing, kind of for the nonprofit world of Omaha and around the city, for sure. They even have it's an actual organization, and and they set it up to where if you're a nonprofit organization, you're signed up with them. Somebody wants to donate, they can go to the Giving Tuesday kind of page, find your organization and donate. But every organization that we're trying to donate to is not on that Giving Tuesday. We can just use the spirit of Giving Tuesday and get these cash apps from some of these organizations that are doing the work, and go ahead and donate to them as well, even beyond the Giving Tuesday whole official deal.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. Sue Kessler Hagen says, can you guys put together a list of organizations we could help out and possibly post it on Monday for us? Yeah, we definitely have been working on a list, and let's go ahead and put that out there now to go ahead and do that. We got a couple people that might be able to help us with that, and also if you're an organization that we've been partnering with and doing things with, go ahead and send us your information, your PayPal information, Cash App information. We'll put this on a list, and yeah, maybe we can put something together that people can definitely donate to. So appreciate the suggestion there.
Our own Giving Tuesday, if you will.
Black Tuesdays.
Yeah, there you go. Also, that kind of reminds me, we do also have a Black Business Registry that you can find at the top. It's pinned at the top of Friends of First Guy Omaha. So in this era and time of hyper consumerism and everybody's shopping and things like that, let's look for some Black businesses to patronize in the community. And maybe even some services that you might need that you find on that list. So again, it's pinned at the top of the Friends of First Guy Omaha Facebook group page. Definitely check that out. And yeah. Let's support, man. We all we got.
Shout out to Amy H. who helped us put that together, and is constantly looking for more Black businesses to add to that list as well. So if you're one and you're not on that list, hit us up. We'll get that over to Amy H. and get it up on the list. So and then that's who I'm thinking about. Maybe can help us put together a giving list as well. So that's what's up.
And we were looking, it's close to like 200 businesses on that list. So I'm sure you can find something that you're looking for, y'all.
That's right. Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's get this thing rolling. Just about 20 minutes left in the first hour already. So big shout out to everybody rolling with us, joining the conversation. As always, let your mind be free, let your voice be heard. Let us know how you feeling. And again, if there's anything that we're not talking about on the show, you feel like this is a place to have the conversation, definitely drop that in the chat. But in the meantime, in between time, let's go ahead and dive into, again, Brother Cornell West. We're looking at preparing for election season, bubbling up, and still trying to find our candidates. Who are we going to support? Again, we have to, put as much effort into finding the candidates and vetting the candidates as into, even more so really as into getting people to register to vote and things like that. Because, yeah, it is, as we're realizing, it is kind of, I don't want to say pointless, but it is definitely harder to get people to register to vote and get people excited about voting if the candidate pool is not the best. We'll say that. But again, Brother Cornell West is definitely piquing our interest, and he's setting to move across the country as he sets his sights on key battleground states, as reported by Politico. Independent presidential hopeful Cornel West is taking aim at Michigan by courting voter groups that Joe Biden is struggling with. So again, already trying to attack some of the weaknesses recognized by Joe Biden in a state where a single percentage point could make the difference for the president's reelection bid. West will take his threadbare campaign to the state early next year to rally support among Arab American voters in Dearborn, Michigan, environmental justice advocates in the majority black city of Flint, who is still dealing with a lack of safe drinking water, which we'll be talking about that's a similar topic here in a second. But also university students and indigenous populations, according to plans shared by the political platform. Michigan's diverse population gives West the opportunity to court support at a time when Biden's weakness with voters of color is becoming more pronounced. Recent polling in Michigan shows Biden softening support among black voters, and the large Arab American population in the state has been highly critical of the administration's handling of the Israel-Hamas conflict. West, again, a black intellectual, professor, activist, philosopher, who has a long history with both communities, believes he will be positioned to appeal to these groups. But he is operating on a shoestring budget. Of course, getting back to that whole relationship between finances and politics, and with an unconventional campaign structure, raising questions about whether he has the wherewithal to make significant headway in that state. In a recent statement, West says, we're the only major candidate, I think, who's bringing any kind of sanity and sensitivity to the suffering in Gaza. Just strikes me that all the other three major candidates are living in Neolithic age when it comes to dealing with what's going on in the Middle East. They would take us back, and I'm the only one who would take us forward. But as West begins chanting out the type of campaign, or excuse me, charting out the type of campaign he wants to run around the country, he is also still trying to assemble the right team to execute his vision. The first candidate started in his 2024 presidential run on the People's Party, again, kind of alluding to what Paul had mentioned, his move through the party structure, again, looking first at the People's Party and then moving to the Green Party, and now running as an independent. Was also sent to replace campaign manager Peter Dwell with 4 co-campaign managers, one of which actually is kind of familiar to the Omaha area. The team is now led by Anthony Rogers Wright, who specializes in environmental and climate justice. We actually interviewed him several times back in the Mine and Soul days. Also joining our brother Rogers Wright will be Sienna Dent, who's a Midwest grassroots organizer, as well as former Bernie Sanders presidential campaign staffers Edwin De Jesus and Madeline Merritt. So again, he's got quite a team together to help push this campaign in the jazz parlance that West regularly uses to describe his candidacy. The campaign is getting more out and free. He says, I am in no way an ordinary politician, which again, as we seen with Trump, some people are looking for, not your typical politician. And he says, therefore, it's a matter of making sure that we have people in place who are willing to be unorthodox and cut against the grain, organizationally, internally, and politically, and morally. He also went on to say, we want to be jazz-like in terms of raising all the different voices. So kind of hearing a rainbow coalition coming together. Let us know. Are you here for Brother Cornel West? Is this campaign exciting you?
Yeah, it's exciting to me. I'm definitely not excited about the choices that are out here right now. So
Yeah,
to
man.
think that Dr. Cornel West might be is the choice. We gotta ask the question whether or not we think he's going to win, whether or not he thinks he's going to win. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these this political game is a game of chess, and for him to be able to put, he's got to approach this as if he's going to win, and so do we. Really,
Right.
if we
Right.
about it, then we got to be about it. So there's that, and and I mentioned it because a lot of people are like, well, we not think he might not win, but at least if we can keep it Democrat, then we'll have to go with Biden, and
See?
you already start whining when you start talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the choices that you have are such bad. It feels like it's such a bad situation that what are you going to do? Well, this having a candidate that I would be like, yeah, I'm with that. Whether however it goes, I'm still with
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's exciting. So yeah, it's just really interesting. Oh man, That's some news there. I just happened to see what Wanda Lewis just said. She said
Yeah.
Preston Wood Jr. resigned from Black Votes Matter to run in the Senate. Pastor T. Michael Williams of Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church will now lead Black Votes Matter efforts. Okay,
Okay. Good.
so it looks like he left it in some good hands.
Yeah.
I would like to see them bring on some younger folks to try to appeal to some younger voters as
Hmm.
well, though. And also voters that are not going to church, voters that are not churchgoers. So they whatever we can do to try to help them expand some of that voting, voting initiative. Of course, we're down, and anybody else who got organizations that are trying to push that out should do that as well. So, but here we are with a presidential candidate that a lot of us could get behind, and it's definitely refreshing.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of people switching to independent.
Right.
A lot of we already talked about it before. A lot of young folks come in the game as independents. So sounds to me like Dr. Cornel West will be appealing to younger voters more than the other two top candidates right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think kind of going to what you said as far as just the mentality. I kind of came across a. I'm drawing a blank on the brother's name. I'm drawing a blank. A rat bit my sister nail. The revolution will not be televised.
Gil Scott Heron.
Thank you. Gil Scott Herring. Brother Gil Scott Herring, I came across just a meme of him talking about the term the revolution will not be televised. And he's mentioning that it won't be televised because it starts in the mind first. And we do have to have, I think there is a kind of a defeatist kind of mentality from based on what you're saying. And I've seen that a lot of times, kind of like, yeah, this is a candidate that I feel like makes sense. This is a candidate that I like, but
Mhm.
the candidates I like don't win in America. So that's not going to happen. And, it's a good candidate, but let's be real, they're never going to win. And, that mentality kind of makes it so. You know what I mean? Like, what if people actually believe that a Bernie Sanders could win, believe that a Cornel West could win? I mean, how did Obama win? Because people believed that he could and he would, and they were excited. So
That's true.
I think there should be some support and some excitement. And if there is a candidate that gets us excited, then yeah, we should be there, even if they don't have the traditional background situation and all the funds. Like,
Yeah.
how can we combat that?
And even if they don't win, it's a statement.
Exactly.
You can't deny that when Shirley Chisholm ran, we still talking about that.
Yeah.
When Jesse Jackson ran, we still talking about that. That's all ammo for your spirit to keep the fight going, to keep it going, and to say, and to kind of determine where it is that you're at in your own heart and mind, but also in the nation, in front of people. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Our brother Kasim in the chat says, "Win or no win, it's about creating there you go. It's about creating the momentum in regard to thought. Plus, the brother is running as an independent. Lord knows we can't afford, especially as black, to continue to swim with the Democratic Party as it have been laid traditionally.
Yes.
They have run a number on my people for real.
Big facts. Big facts.
We talk about the Republican Party that does that, but the Democratic Party does it as well. And we all. I feel like a lot of us, especially people who are the First Guy Omaha fam and Chad Chimers and Ghost listeners, are all kind of on that same tip of like, it's just two what they say, two wings of the same bird, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah. Two sides of the same coin.
same coin, right? We've been struggling with both parties for a long time, and even people who are about them parties can see the need for a third party, can see the need for for there to be other parties, and everything. When I think about anything politically, I go back to the Black Panther Party, which was
Hmm.
a political party as well.
Right.
It was a party for the people, and that's the even more so. I believe the People's Party stemmed from the Black Panther Party as well.
I believe so. So,
So, yeah, man, always thinking about it in terms of that, and you got to keep on rolling with that, keep on fighting with that. So it's a really brave thing for Dr. Cornel West to come out as independent and say that we need to, that's a statement of we got to change, we got to start something new, we got to get past the old ways here, just going back and forth.
yeah, yeah, and hopefully, his move through the certain kind of trains of thought or the parties will actually help him build that rainbow coalition, if you will. Again, hopefully there are some still People's Party people who will support this, some Green Party people who will support this, and of course, independent thinkers out there who will support this. I mean, quite honestly, so far this is really the only candidate nationally that I'm hearing. Again, we could talk about locally what's going on. Definitely have to again support brother Senator McKinney, who is running for reelection. Of course, as we said, Preston Love Jr. Another situation where traditionally looking at it like he's going up against Ricketts, but let's put some energy into that. Let's send a message, as Paul said, with our support of those types of candidates. And I am looking forward to the 2024, just the political landscape, just what is happening politically in the country. A lot of kind of divisive things happening. Of course, there's still people still standing up and speaking out against what's going on with women's bodily autonomy and what's happening with same-sex laws and gender affirming care and all of this. Those topics are still hot. Education is still a hot topic. But I'm also looking at how this international situation with Hamas and Israel is really kind of polarizing the country. Like it really is polarizing the United States, and it's very interesting where West is standing on that. West, who has been to several pro-Palestinian demonstrations in recent weeks, plans to make a stop in Dearborn, Michigan, a town outside of Detroit with a significant Arab American population, and in collaboration with Jewish Voices for Peace. The town has had several pro-Palestinian demonstrations since October 7th, since the Hamas attacks on October 7th. And in 2021, Arab American advocates protested a Biden visit to the local Ford plant over his stance on Israel and Palestine. And just kind of throw it in, actually, recently, Governor Jim Pillen announced a whole of government strategy Wednesday aimed at fighting anti-Semitism, protecting Nebraska's Jewish residents, and supporting Israel in the war with Hamas. So, regardless of how you feel about that situation, again, Governor Jim Pillen in the state of Nebraska is showing support for Israel. And again, real implications happening. We haven't really talked about it, but there has been reports, not just in Nebraska, but nationally, of threats going out to Jewish residents, and again, just a lot of political charge. It almost feels like more so than the last presidential election going on. So again, just real curious to see what is going to happen. How all of this is going to kind of incentivize and push voters to vote one way or the other. Yeah, definitely looking at how this plays out over the next year.
I saw something in the article once that talked about how Republicans are pushing for aid to Ukraine in order to battle Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm sorry, the opposite. Some Republicans are saying don't give any more aid to Ukraine, as if they're on the Russian side of what's going on here. And there's a whole lot of them. We already know there's a real split going on in the Republican Party, and some of the one side of it is really against continuing to send aid to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying it's and it's they're not exactly coming out and saying so that we can because we want to aid Russia, but that's effectively what it's doing. And then there's in the same article he talked about the Democrats doing the same thing as far as not wanting to send money to Gaza. Backing what the Israelis are doing. You know what I'm saying? And like when you think about both parties and where they're standing on some of this stuff. Like you said, huge split going on in the country right now when it comes to this huge split. And so every time I go and turn on a clip of Dr. Cornel West, he's saying something about that situation, the Palestinians in Gaza. He's very vocal, very fiery about this subject.
Yep.
And recognizes this attempted genocide that's really going on here in this area, and not really holding his tongue about it. So it's going to be, like I said, younger folks definitely on this tip. Younger folks are definitely coming in more on the independent tip. Even though Marlon Harris is saying no offense to Cornel West, but a lot of young people want a president who's under the age of 115. Like where are the people in their 40s and 50s running for president? Yeah. I made the comment that a lot of that he probably will get a lot of the younger vote compared to the people that are in the top right now, which is Biden and Trump. Biden and Trump are the two top candidates right now. Younger folks would probably gravitate to more of what Dr. Cornel West is saying. But yeah, to Marlon Harris's point, yeah, where's the younger folks at? For sure. We had Barack Obama, who's Generation X.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was in his 50s. And some of us who were around and very active in that time we're used to that. Well, loved seeing that, and it does feel like we were just talking about Biden doing the turkey pardon the other day. If you saw that on the news,
Hmm.
it was a hot mess, man. It was like this brother gonna be senile in a few years for real.
I mean,
Like,
if he ain't already.
man, it was a hot mess. And so yeah, we and like I said, top two candidates right now, and I think it's a way it's the way that things get lined up in this country. If you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're heavy in your career trying to make the money that you need to retire, and so on and so forth, and
Right. Right.
and and then after you reach a certain age, then you start thinking about running for something and all that kind of stuff. And yes, it'd be better if we can kind of groom some folks, a little bit younger and get in there and be a little bit more progressive. But it just goes to show you the power structure. There's people that younger people that run all the time, but are they making any headway in a
Right.
system that's built up like the democratic system and the Republican system is built to put millions behind a candidate and everything else? I mean, it just goes to show you. It also goes to show you how much of an anomaly that Obama was on a
Yeah.
whole bunch of different levels.
Right. Right. Like
Uh,
how
as,
much
a matter,
time does how
as a
much
matter
time does it? Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, not only was he an anomaly for it happening, it makes you question a little bit, like, well, how did that? How did and how exactly
Hmm.
did that happen?
Hmm.
Who exactly decided? You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
feel like we have a situation like that around here when a lot of people wanted Ben Gray out, and all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of backing. And it just goes. It's just like where's the mobilization actually generating from for a lot of stuff. So. It's a good question. And we're in it. We got to see. In the chat, real quick, brother Kasim says, once Obama denounced his pastor, I knew we were in trouble. Obama, in my opinion, sold us down the pipe.
Mm. Actually, it was kind of funny going to a HBCU in the middle of Obama's second, campaign or a second, administration, and hearing some students kind of say that, like some young, young folk, like, yeah, Obama wasn't for us. Obama, there is that kind of sentiment, but
Mm.
um, I mean, it's definitely worth the conversation.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of us, if we were going to be in that position, we might have said we'd have done a whole lot more extreme movement for the black community than he ended up doing. I think he did some things, and he did what he could do. We also
That
we also
part,
learned how much control a president actually has
right, right. How much
through that whole.
blocking Congress could do.
Exactly. Pop says the medium age of all USA presidents is 55 years old. Okay,
Okay. Okay. What is the lowest required age? Isn't it like 36 or something like that?
I have no idea, man. Never had the desire to run for president, but I got about another 5 years. Then maybe I'll go for it. Yeah, appreciate everybody's comments on this topic as well. Let us know what it is you guys are thinking about the presidential race. Also, local races, which affect us even more than the presidential race in the end, and who we need in seats and what's going to happen here. So we definitely got to see what's going on, especially in this particular state of Nebraska, where we're definitely every time you read about anything that's going on in southern states or other red states that we're not doing yet, you got to gear up because we probably will copy that and do it. We'll probably be right there with all that. So we'll see. Sherman Wells says Dr. Cornell West is 70, but 70 in black is 50.
True, true.
Because black don't crack and beige don't age.
There you go.
Know what it
There you
is.
go.
I also say, like I said, man, it's not even your age. It's like your train of thought. Like Bernie
Mhm.
Sanders, what I'm saying? Bernie Sanders is old too, but he's thinking so much more progressively. Dr. Cornell West is as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's about that energy, man. It's about that energy. You want somebody to have some wisdom that's sitting in the seat for sure, but you also want somebody that's got that is that's not set in the ways of the ways of the corrupt system.
Right, right, right.
So
I mean, I think Dr. Cornell West kind of having his like hip hop background and being, a part of hip hop culture, I think that is going to speak a lot to how he can kind of relate to younger generations. And actually, Anthony Rogers Wright, who again is a co-campaign manager, says by speaking to Michiganders, we will be speaking to pretty much the entire country at the same time. Critical. is going to be the president. He says, we're following the lead of young folks and Arab Americans in a pivotal state who themselves have said they wouldn't be voting for President Biden if the election was tomorrow. The same can be said by people in the environmental justice community. So, again, these types of issues are what's interesting to young folk as far as what's going on in Israel and Hamas, environmental justice. All of these things are issues that do appeal to young folks. So I am kind of curious to see, even though he is 70, how much support he will get from that. But to wrap this up, also, there is another name that's being put into, according to this article, actually, according to Real Clear Politics, the poll, it says West is averaging about 3.8% in the national polls of a four-way race that includes not only Biden and Trump, but also Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whose campaign is going on as well. So,
and he was on Earn Your Leisure. I watched the fellas from Earn Your Leisure introduce him and interview him. And yeah, I mean, I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it, even though first of all, he's a Kennedy that has gone through a few things. I mean, he openly is like, yeah, I had to go to rehab a few times. Like, I know about problems, and kind of open my ears up. But again, I can't really see it. I'm also thinking about this thought that just came about Dr. Cornel West being 70 years old. There was recently a couple of events called like the Future of Black Black Future series. I can't think of the name of it, but the first one was some young Black intellectuals that put this on over at the Luminarium first, and then the second meeting was over at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. It was about the future of blackness, basically, in Black Omaha. And one of the questions that came up in my mind was stemmed from a meme that I saw about older Black folks and how in the Black community, you get 55, 60 years old, they ready to sit paw down in the corner somewhere and give them a tray with some food, and that's that. Whereas in the white community, some of these people are just starting their political career and running for president. Right now, Pop says the median age of all USA presidents is 55 years old. So this is an anomaly right now that we got two people, close to their 80s running in the top, the top spots for running. And it's kind of an anomaly that that's the case because, this is the first time, this is one of the first times that we had such older candidates up there. But, when you think about in a white community, if they can start their career at 60, 70 years old when it comes to and be president and run the country, why can't people from the Black community do that? Like I say, it's such a different situation. So when I'm sitting here thinking about the future of Black, I'm also thinking, well, we also have to think about the older ones in our community as well. Their career is not done. They don't have to be done at 60. At 55, at 60, at 65, they don't got to be done, because we also need people in the seat that got some wisdom. Yeah. And an older Black man has wisdom as well. He can also, if we really were behind, also bringing our elderly into the future with us as well, then we can, then something like that, you can end up being president. I mean, according to how things are now. I mean, what I'm saying, like. So it was just I'm not really articulating as well as I want to, but the point is I think about I'm thinking a lot about this idea of 70 ain't that, what I'm saying, 70 is not that old, bro.
It's not.
I mean, look at the landscape right now. It's not. It's just not. And especially especially because of the fact that that's kind of the trend right now, is that everybody's everybody who's running, it's almost like the powers that be are just hanging on. They're just hanging on, man. What I'm saying? Like I thought when Biden won that he was going to be grooming Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that was Michelle. If you remember, Michelle's whole thing was he wouldn't even make it through the 4 years.
He wouldn't even make it through the 4 years, and she would be. But he's now going to run again, and he's not endorsing. He's not pushing up his vice president in the space. As a matter of fact, when he was asked about it, he talked about Gavin Newsom possibly being the person that succeeds him. So, all that idea got thrown out the window. But it's interesting that people who voted for Biden before are now saying, well, I guess I got to do it again. because what the alternative is Trump. So, with all that said, man, Dr. Cornel West seems like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's looking it's looking good in my eyes.
Down from heaven to help us to have a choice.
Man.
Sherman Wells in the chat says, I plan to fully endorse Cornel, Dr. West, which will be the first time in my life I've done so.
Man.
First time in his life he's endorsed the presidential campaign. And there you go. This feels like Obama energy right there to me.
Right. And it is interesting. Pop's coming into the chat also saying 35 years old is for president. So really, you only got to be 35 to be able to run. But yeah, here we are talking about the median age is 55.
Old heads ain't gonna let no young person that young run. They'll lock that up. T. Ren in the chat said people at every intersection are tired of seeing something no different from the youth tired of seeing feeble people in the presidential seat. Man. Black Dynamite in the house, man. Long time no see, bro.
Hey, miss you too, man. Welcome.
Said top of the morning to y'all. It's been a while. Missed y'all. Yeah, man, we miss you too. Yeah. Wanda Lewis said in 2006, President Bush signed the Voting Rights Act, reauthorization for blacks to continue to vote for another 25 years. We are good till 2031.
Man, reminding us.
Appreciate that.
That's a privilege that's renewed. Say again. Says it's a privilege that's renewed every 25 years.
That somebody, whoever's in the presidential seat, got to sign and allow. Man. So I hope it don't fall on if Trump wins. I hope it don't fall on a Trump year because he wouldn't sign it, and then all of a sudden black people couldn't vote again. Can you imagine that? This is the reason it's Roe versus Wade was such a huge deal because it put in a whole bunch of people. Oh, they can turn a law around like that. Like that in theory, but you forget when there's something that's so ingrained in our country right now and they can turn that around. Well, they can turn around voting rights for black folks just in that one act of not renewing.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's totally crazy. Christy Nor in the chat says, and it comes down to money for folks to have a successful campaign. Very true. Brother Cassine said, I'd vote Trump before Biden. I can't wait till Monday.
Man, okay. Okay.
There you go. Good thing the good thing Dr. Cornel West is in there, or else here's Brother Cassine that might have voted for Trump because of the two choices.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And at this point, bro, like we know a whole lot of the Trump effect and stuff that Trump is doing, but at this point we got to start talking about the Biden effect. And we can go back to 3 strikes law if you want to really start talking about the Biden effect on some things.
Man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You'd have said that 2 years ago to me or last year, I would have been like, no, still the better of two evils, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about that now. Like I said, both of them to me aren't they're not qualified.
Not fit.
For a bunch of reasons.
Yeah. And Pop's reminding us that, not far in age either. He says Trump is only 3 years younger than Biden and a whole lot more demented, he says.
A whole lot more demented. Lots of stuff coming up on this subject here because of the age of these cats. John Carter in the chat on Facebook says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Keep up the great work and keeping us informed. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Black Dynamite in the chat says they brought back Jim Crow, means that they can do whatever they want. They see fit. That's
man.
Right. T. Ren said there was an article where the courts now say you can't sue as an individual under the federal. Yeah, there was. I just saw that too. There's an article talking about that it has to be a federal. I got to look that up again, but it has to be a federal office that sues about voting rights. It can't be individuals again anymore. So we'll definitely go back and pull that and check that out.
Interesting.
Yeah. I can't remember where I saw that. I should have pulled it when now I gotta go back and look. Sherman Wells says if you've seen Dr. West how he moves, you will see he is in a better shape than most of these pill popping drunk young people. Joe is way too old looking. He can barely stand up, bro.
Yeah.
You see the turkey thing, the turkey. You got to see this thing.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I haven't seen it. I was embarrassed
for him, man.
Mm.
It made me be like, he can't last. He won't. He'll be senile in 4 years. He can't. First of all, can you
He
read the
might be
room?
senile now.
Read the room. The a turkey pardon is not the thing to do anymore, bro. Like, read the room. This is, get you could have let that tradition all the way go. I don't,
Yeah.
where did it even come from in the first place? The turkey pardon on Thanksgiving. I mean, come on, man. T. Ren said Trump effect has bankrupt people out of houses, out of jobs, out of constitutional rights. The only reason people are talking 531 is because of Democrats. Um, like I said, man, one thing I've learned over this past year, I would have never guessed last year, but in this last year, I've run into more black folks that are going to vote Republican and that
Yeah.
have been voting Republican and just was keeping it quiet.
Now they
Uh,
vocal.
Now they're vocal about it. And, every time that something goes down on the Democrat side, there you go. Last time we had Precious McKesson on, who is the head of the Democratic Party in Nebraska. What she was saying, Joe Biden's the candidate. He's the dude we're gonna back. We're not gonna be backing other people because we decided to back him. And it'd be interesting to get an update on how that's going. So maybe we can ask her to come on again and talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Precious. She does great work. And I feel like she also has a good point. She also got a good point about about the Democrat. The Democratic Party. It's not all cut and dry. It's not all cut and dry.
Oh yeah.
I definitely feel like you got to work within the realms. You think you can make some kind of a difference in a certain party, and that's what you're in there working at and doing, which I feel like she is. You got to do what you got to do. I don't know anybody who works in the Republican Party in the same manner, and I don't know what I would say to what work they're trying to do in the Republican Party, but I am interested in people who are leaning towards independent and democratic ideas at the very least. Gavin Newsom is Democrat, and I like him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Say for president. But I could be biased because he's a California cat and I'm from California. He's doing stuff like taking the ban off of lowriders and all kinds of, what I'm saying, like he's
Oh,
doing
okay.
all kinds of cool stuff out in California. He's in the reparations conversation
I
and
was
so
gonna
on and
say,
so forth.
remind you,
Yeah.
California does have a reparations committee. Also, just banned. We've been talking about food. Also, just banned. Red dye number 40 and all types of things that have been connected to cancer. Yeah.
So a little bit more progressive. And we all know there's a big range as well. So there's Republicans in name only. They call them rhinos. There's Republicans that are more leaning towards more the center. There's Republicans that are super extreme. Same thing with Democrats.
Yep.
There's super left, and then there's people that are they're kind of conservative. Really, there's the Don Kleins that were calling themselves Democrats, Dinos, Democrats in name only. And then as soon as it get hot, going on jump to the other side, which he was already close to in the first place. So there's a range. There's definitely a range.
Mm-hmm.
I think that most people who are Democrat and want things to go left, want things to go way more left than they're going. I think of Bernie Sanders and people like that are way more, on the socialist tip and so on and so forth, like just way more left than left is. And I kind of agree with that. There needs to be
Yeah.
some drastic change in that direction. Black Dynamite says the fact is the government has been ran by people that are all over the age of 60 for I'm not sure how long. Yeah, well they're in their 80s now. So he says I'll say it again, like Killer Mike for president, right? Heard that.
Man. Man.
Marlon Harrison says, let's not forget. This is some young folks talking right here. This is why I'm trying to highlight it right now, too. Marlon Harrison said, let's not forget Trump hosted smear campaigns for the Central Park Five.
Yep.
Sure did. As a matter of fact, I had in the news, too. We never ran it, but one of the Central Park Five is running for legislature in New York now. So
Yeah, I
and
think
I
he
think he
won
won.
actually. Yeah,
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 he
I think he
won.
won.
Shout out to Central Park Five. Central Park Five survivors. T. Ren says, well, what are the legitimate reasons for voting for Republican at any level? I haven't heard any. That's a good question. I'm hearing economics.
Yeah,
I'm hearing
mostly economics.
yeah, mostly economics. It's a lot what I'm hearing. T Ren says you're not going anywhere left if voting Republican. Very true. You're heading right all the way. Yeah. I mean, what does that mean anymore though? Like I said, man, the line is getting real blurry. Uh,
Man,
especially if you're talking about in terms of for black folks, which neither party is what's either party doing?
right, right. I've said it about a year or so ago. It seems like the political snake is like eating its own tail. Like it's come full circle, especially when you're hearing like stances on critical race theory. You're hearing stances, especially coming out of some of the education conversations. It was like, this is very interesting. Some of the explanations and reasoning people are choosing that they're voting the same way, and I'm hearing extreme people on the left and people who are saying they're on the right using the same um, excuses for the same different reasons, and different excuses for the same reason. It's like the whole political thing has come full circle now, and it's very interesting.
Especially, I wish we had this article that I was looking for this morning because I'd like to go in this direction, especially when it comes to law enforcement, because both parties use law and order all the time. Both parties are allowing excuse me, things going on in the police department that are not cool. Hold on a sec. Excuse me, and bear with me. I'm still a little under the weather. Um, there's a thing going around now where there's a progressive prosecutors
Oh
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
doing stuff like putting police that have brutality on their record, like making that kind of stuff public. And police are actively working against the prosecutors now in a situation where most of the time they work together, the police and prosecutors. If you're a progressive prosecutor, there's police departments and there's police unions that are actively working against these prosecutors by doing stuff like not testifying in murder cases and all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to keep digging into this. There's an article that NPR and Politico put out about it that I'm going to try to dig through. It's way too long of an article
yeah.
this morning, but when you think about what's going on here, you got to think about it in terms of that, in terms of the whole law and order argument. The reason, I mean, we have instances in our city right now where the senators have come on and talked about the people that they considered allies that voted for the child prisons and the extra prison and so on and so forth.
hmm
That when it comes to prison reform, they don't help, they don't back, they don't support. They're fine with every other thing that they call liberal until it comes to incarceration of black folks and stuff like that, and then they get quiet. Um, so we
Yep.
have situations in this city, in this state, that quote unquote allies are on the side of the what you would consider Republican thought about law and order and about incarceration and about all these things. And so that's when you talk in like I said, I'm from the era of Clinton, who put the three strike laws and all that stuff, and his wife on there talking about calling people super predators and everything else.
Man,
The
man.
Democratic Party for me has been about throwing folks in jail for the last 30 years. So again, what is each party doing? Sean McCarthy in the chat, good morning. He says the Republican Party has gone so far right that moderate Republicans would have been dubbed extreme right 20 years ago. Very true. But we also talk about this split in the Republican Party because there are some extreme right and there's some that aren't as extreme. But you're right. Even those ones that are moderate look extreme to me as well. T. Ren says progressive used a lot to describe people who have a singular issue that could be so considered. Burning career votes on everything other than health care. We started conservative fare. Same with Mr. West. His career positions on several issues are far from progressive. Okay, well we'll have to see what the word or the term progressive even means.
Right.
What does everybody think that is in the first place? What it is in the realm of political life, or where it is. But also, to me, like, what is it that you're standing on? What is it that you're standing on in the first place? It's really about the issues. What is it that you're standing on? That's going to show me what kind of where you're leaning.
Man.
Where you're leaning. I'm not hearing Dr. Cornell West talk about when he's talking about law and order, he's talking about how the police and stuff needs to be reformed. The whole system needs to be reformed, and that's along the lines of how I think. Pop says world powers throughout history, like Rome, imploded. I think that's where we're headed.
Kind of going back to the conversation I think we had last Friday, as far as is democracy broken? Like, is what is really going on with the democracy? And I'm hearing more and more, ballots coming up that could potentially put some issues on, or petitions coming up that could potentially put some issues on the ballot again, completely circumventing the whole legislative process. Are people not only nationally on the federal level, but locally, what's going on with local governments, local politics? Yeah. What is really happening with our country? And it does not seem to be going in the right direction as far as coming together and moving with any kind of efficient function.
There you go. 8:21. We're already well into the second hour
Yeah,
of
man.
First Guy Omaha in the morning. Thanks for everybody who's joined in on this conversation. It's good to be able to stretch out and have a deep dive on a certain subject, and
Yeah.
really kind of talk about where we're at, and how we feel, and all that good stuff. But let's take a quick break, smell the coffee beans, and come on back and jump into a couple other things. And of course, this is Haps Friday, so get your haps together. Let us know what's going on. We'll have a little bit of an extensive haps at the end of the show to talk about what's happening this weekend and this week in the coming week. Very important week in the Black community as far as we're concerned, with the BAA's 4th anniversary coming up. Dr. Umar coming in to speak in person, and also don't have the flyer for this yet, but Dr. Cornell West will be in town as well. And shout out to the BAA for making some of these things happen. And we'll be talking about those things when we get back. So stay tuned. Again, this is First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you chat chimers. We'll be back.
The establishment intends to play the role that Germans play. We have to show them by our actions that we do not intend to play the role that the Jews play. They're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers.
Welcome back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, really appreciate you joining us in this conversation. We got a lot of things coming up for 2024. Season 6 will be up on the 15th of December, so we got about 3 more weeks for that. And then season 7 will start up January 15th in 2024, and we can't wait to get to it because we got a lot of stuff that we're bringing. We're bringing much more news, much more coverage. There's a lot of stuff that we got in the plans, events that's happening in 2024, trainings that's going to be happening in 2024. So we encourage you to stick with us, stay tuned, and we're going to be enhancing what's going on with the chat chimers as well, and the people that participate regularly on Friends of First Guy Omaha. And we're going ahead and gathering people together because this is season 6, Boots to the Roots, and this is about gathering folks and really kind of getting down to some action items that are supposed to follow the conversation. You regroup first, have the conversation, get on the same page, and then go out and act. And that's what this is supposed to be. Season 7 is going to be a lot about how we act, how we move. There's an army of artists that do good work. There's an army of journalists that we're trying to put together that's going to do good work. Holding the powers that be accountable, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So Pop said, I just put my dashiki back on after listening to that track. That's what's up. Appreciate that,
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's Fred. That was a track I made called Fred Hampton. And a few of his speeches in there
Okay.
that's talking about, the both sides of the party, man. Warmongers, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Megalomaniacs, he calls them.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we're there, and this happens to be the year 2024 that the elections are going to be happening. So everything that we're talking about is going down next year, as far as who's going to be president and so on and so forth, who's running for the legislative seats, and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be kind of a pivotal time frame for the way that we can do things. We hope to be able to help the situations to work in the favor of the Black community a little bit more. And in the favor of the community at hand, everybody who's on like-minded tip and understanding some things about it. And we always say stuff on this show like quote unquote Black folks, quote unquote white folks. We know that it's a construct, and just like our brother Fred Hampton said, no matter what color you are, there are only two classes.
Man.
This is the people, the haves and the haves not, bro. This is the rich versus the people who don't have the resources. It's a war on poor people.
Big facts.
Both parties have been a part of the war on poor people. It's still going on.
Yeah.
So I hope that we can all remember that. And we talk a lot about the Black community, but it's the community at large. Fred Hampton was the one who created the Rainbow Coalition that we just talked about.
Rainbow Coalition.
Come on, man. He understood. He got the white folks together, the Latin folks together, and the Black folks together, and was like, we all poor. This is a war against us. Let's team up because we have the numbers to really to fight this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which is just throwing it in is always interesting when we talk about the relationship between money and campaigns, because the majority of the people, we have the people power, we just don't have the finances. And how do you combat people power versus finances? And word of mouth, like really coming together, organizing is the only way.
Got to do it. And just a reminder, Malcolm X says we are not outnumbered, we're out organized. That's what it's all about. So let your leaders speak. Again, speaking of leaders speaking, don't forget what's happening on December 2nd, 4 p.m. over at 4224 North 24th Street. Black Agenda Alliance presents in honor of its 4th year anniversary. Dr. Umar is going to be coming to speak. So definitely come check this out. Get your tickets. You can go to #BAA Omaha. Excuse me. Or you can go to PayPal and buy your ticket with info@BAAOmaha.com. So definitely put that in Friends of First Guy Omaha, so you guys have reference and go back and check it out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be legendary, man. Brother Dr. Umar is going to be coming back and speaking. And a shout out to the BAA for putting that together, for real.
Yeah. And also been talking about, again, Brother Cornell, Dr. Cornell West, going for his presidential campaign. Again, if you want to decide for yourself whether he's progressive, conservative, where he falls on that political spectrum, check him out. He will be in Omaha speaking on December 5th. So we'll have more details for you coming soon. But yeah, look out.
Mayor Sanchez says, giving us a Black Friday tip, said if you didn't budget for it, don't buy it.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Miss Erica Felt in the chat says, good morning, just getting on. So I'll check the replay. You sound better. I definitely feel better. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Still under the weather. Definitely under the weather. But it's just like, fever just broke yesterday. So I'm still pretty sick, but definitely better than I was Wednesday. Still kind of fighting losing the voice here. But thank you very much for that. And again, shout out to everybody who brought me plates, man, over the past couple of days and stuff. I still go pick up tamales today, and then I'm making a trade with Miss Erica Felt for some greens, so I still got food coming.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Good old barter system.
Again, thank you for everybody that's joined into that conversation. We'll keep talking about it. Just a reminder, today is Native American Heritage Day.
Yes.
We didn't talk too much about what was going on as far as Thanksgiving is concerned, but today is Native American Heritage Day, which I think is really interesting. It comes right after the Thanksgiving holiday, because of the ideologies against Thanksgiving, and like a lot of people say, I don't care nothing about no pilgrims coming over, killing indigenous folks. How about we celebrate the indigenous folks? So that's kind of what's going on today.
Yeah, man.
Yep. And there's some things to talk about as far as that's concerned. If you want to jump into an article that we got about that,
Yeah.
did not know about this problem that has been
Yes,
going on
yes,
here.
yes. Again, even though Thanksgiving, as Paul mentioned, talks about, and everybody's thinking about the history of what is going on in this country. There are still fights happening today, right now, that we should be made aware of, and definitely more reasons to stand with our Native brothers and sisters. Here on this Native American Heritage Day, we're learning about a no drink issue, or no drink order that was issued in 2019, that is leaving the northern Nebraska Santee Sioux Reservation without safe drinking water. Again, this is being reported by Nebraska Public Media, PBS, and NPR. Accordingly, the Environmental Protection Agency, aka the EPA, issued a no drink order back in 2019, and since then, again, the northern Santee Sioux tribe and reservation has been without safe drinking water. But in recent weeks, some progress has been made as they are continuing to fight. The Santee Sioux Tribal Council voted to pursue funding for a pipeline that will bring clean water from South Dakota back in September. However, several bureaucratic and financial hurdles have presented themselves and need to be cleared before safe drinking water does become a reality in the Santee once more. Earlier this month, the United States Department of Agriculture approved a preliminary engineering report for the pipeline, and now Clint Powell, who's a civil engineer for the tribe, is working on an environmental report, which he expects to be complete by next spring. And Powell says it depends on how cankerous the feds are on this one. And my hope is that we're through the process sometime in March. Once the report is approved, the tribe can formally request funding for the $40 million project from the USDA, EPA, and U.S. Department of the Treasury. Powell says the tribe is open to working with other communities in Nebraska and South Dakota who want to connect to the pipeline, but the current proposal is limited to Santee. So that's definitely interesting when we talk about some of the nitrates and things that are seeping into our water in Nebraska. When you have the possibility of another water supply coming in and Native brothers and sisters opening that up to other communities, definitely worth more conversation. But right now, they says we're really focused on the emergency portion of the project. Powell, again, the engineer says, and then that phase 2 will be the expansion to non-tribal communities. So definitely something we will be keeping our eyes on. The U.S. recently approved an appropriation bill that does include an earmark of $1.75 million towards the Santee's water infrastructure. That earmark was added by Congressman Adrian Smith, who represents the Santee's district in the House of Representatives. Smith visited Santee in August of 2023, where he met with tribal leadership and heard about the tribe's water crisis. Apparently, since this crisis has been going on again since 2019, the tribe and the reservation have been using bottled water for their water supply. Again, the tribe is using grant money from the Bureau of Indian Affairs to ship pallets of bottled water to the reservation. Santee Tribal Vice Chairman Cameron Runnels said the money is likely to run out by the end of the year, however. So, again, there is definitely a ticking time on this situation for our Native brothers and sisters to have water, again, safe drinking water. The tribe does plan to buy water from the community for 3 to 6 months after grant money is exhausted to kind of account for that time lapse or that gap in time in between, again, water supplies running out and this whole pipeline situation gearing up. So we're definitely here for our brothers and sisters, and maybe we could talk about how to support and team up on this.
Yeah, sound like we need to. Sound like we're gonna need to supply ourselves. So
Yeah, right. Again, when you hear about water supply, you think of Flint, Michigan, who is historically, well, not historically, but recently over the last decade or so, been dealing with their water supply issue and all the health issues that have been tied to that. But also, again, it is worth conversation to look at other areas around the nation. Alabama made headlines about their water. Mississippi, Nebraska is testing very, very low as far as clean drinking water. So yeah, definitely something to look into and something to continue to talk about. But this situation is something that we should all be aware of. And I'm learning just about this, just as we all are this morning. If anyone is interested in assisting, you can reach out to the Santee Sioux Nation by calling 402-857-2302. Again, that's 402-857-2302.
Yeah. Nebraska ranked third worst water in the country last year.
Man.
I just went out to Vegas and Pops was like, "Hey man, you can hit the faucet because we got some of the best water in the country right now." And I was like, I have been so burned by bad water places that I'm just like, I can't. It's hard for me to trust it.
Yeah, man.
even if you're in a, I guess there, it's interesting to even think there's some areas that do have, great water sources, and so you got to kind of keep that in mind. But you hear about so many bad ones that it's hard to trust it. But it's hard to trust anything. Really, it's hard to trust bottled water. It's hard to trust where that comes from. Where's Nestle? Where Nestle got busted for just getting water out of the tap and putting it in bottles.
There you go.
So
is it purified water? Is it spring water?
Yeah. Is it tap water? Seriously. So yeah, man. All we can do is kind of like stay up on the news about this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is a new one for me too. I didn't know they had a water crisis going on. You hear about water crisis, you think Flint, Michigan, but right here in Nebraska, this is going on in indigenous neighborhoods. So it's definitely time to keep an eye on that and think about what can happen after that grant runs out. Somebody can help them get another grant, or if the water can get fixed by then, or maybe it has to be some grassroots efforts to raise money just to provide water while they get through.
Man, it might just have to be that. According to the article, they say that we're going to have to start paying for that bottled water here on our own. And they say, and that's a lot of money. Apparently, according to the article, it's like $6,000 to $7,000 per shipment for those pallets of bottled water. So yeah, if there's an effort that we can help raise funds, maybe again on this Giving Tuesday coming up, we'll talk about that here in a second. But that might be an effort worth giving to. So
yeah. Miss Pop says 3,000 to 5,000 in that tribe. So a lot of folks need water. Miss Erica Bell says they used to bottle Portland tap water when bottled water first came out, but now I can't trust it either.
Yeah.
T. Ren said instead of spending the tax revenue on infrastructure wasted on buying favor with tax breaks, where infrastructure is the worst, black folks normally live. Indigenous folks too, for sure. Wanda Lewis says parts of Iowa is having a drinking water crisis as well. Had to divert their wastewater that was getting into their drinking water right across the bridge.
Man, I mean, again, it's a national issue. We talk about Flint as the poster child of the whole thing, but down here in Georgia, they're like, you kind of be hard pressed to actually find a place with very good, clean drinking water. It's more times than not, the water is going to be contaminated. It's going to taste like metal. It's going to taste like chemicals. Yeah, it's not a good situation.
No, it's not.
I mean, again, you think about the infrastructure report card that the national government, the federal government laid out for several states, and a lot of states didn't score very highly. Not just water, but sewage, electricity. I mean, when you really look at the United States, it's very antiquated. A lot of old systems, a lot of old houses. Yeah, the whole infrastructure.
Much money's out here. It seems like the infrastructure would be tight.
Right.
If they took an eighth of what they spend on war machines, then they could have the whole country hooked up with infrastructure.
Man, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's interesting to be a country that like hates portions of the country, hates some of the people in the country, and is effectively red line situations out where they can do that. I'm quite sure there's way more nitrates and lead and everything in our water on the north side than there is in other sides of town. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really interesting, like how you run a country and hate parts of it at the same time.
Yeah, Sean McCarthy coming in the chat. Says Nebraska has the highest rates of pediatric cancer in the Midwest, and there's been several studies tying pediatric cancer to nitrates in drinking water and soil. And let's remind each other that Ellen Pillin and the family Pillin farms are some of the highest, reported, has several violations as far as nitrates and the handling of waste and manure and things like that from their farm. So, yeah.
that's a bigger problem here than any other problem because this is farm country, and
Yep.
that's what people don't get. Manure and everything to grow things. The manure that's coming from the animals, those are getting into the water table, and then they got to do major things to try to get rid of some of it, and they can't get rid of all of it, and it's all around us.
Right. And
Ethanol production, all of that contributes
man,
to.
big thing on ethanol production. Like again, farmers are being paid not to actually, you know, produce food for food's sake. It's going to energy that is kind of also going into the whole war machine. Like a lot of these, Humvees and vehicles and things that need gas. Some of that is ethanol coming from Nebraska. And also reminds me of the Flatwater Free Press article that recently released as far as who's buying Nebraska and looking at the major multinational corporations that are buying Nebraska farmland in huge swaths, that have the finances to really kind of pay for lobbyists to push legislation that'll ease regulations and things like that. Like it is a very slippery slope that we're in, and definitely we need entities like Flatwater, like us, to keep an eye. Need that for the state.
Keep an eye and then make some moves.
Yeah, man.
Mayor Sanchez says we take our tap water and pour it through a tabletop Berkey tabletop jug with a filter. I think we have some people in my family that's got those jugs too. Yeah, filter. Shout out to the brothers from Third Eye Water that taught me a little bit about how to filtrate your stuff, and came out with a product called Third Eye Water. That's a for real scrubbed, cleaned water.
Reverse osmosis.
And how much it costs to really do the reverse osmosis and everything you need to do to really kind of clean the water. So, need more education on that for sure. Shout out to Pops who took us up to we used to go up to Lake Arrowhead. I remember going to Lake Arrowhead with Pops as a kid and drinking stream water and being like, whoa, that's a totally different kind of water right there. And understanding how when the water flows through a stream, it gets purified, and the taste for actual mountain spring water. You ain't had it till you had it.
Man, that's high quality H2O.
Man. High quality H2O. Wanda Lewis says they test for COVID by sampling the wastewater in the sewage pipes outside of the schools in Omaha to check for an outbreak.
There you go.
Miss Erica Felt says they talk about pollution in big cities on each coast, but honestly, they have laws that curb it and are serious about keeping people inside when it's bad. Here they don't. Here they're in denial. Woo, very true. Pop says, "Yep, Henderson, Nevada, has some of the highest quality water in the nation, and use one of the safest big cities in the nation. They are usually number one for two. Wow, that's what's up." Wanda Lewis says, "Can you imagine what has been done to rid the recycled water for COVID?" That's a killer thought right there.
Definitely, man.
Wow.
Yeah, something to put on your head, Tom.
What you got to do to get the COVID out of the water, bro? That's crazy. That's a good question, Mayor Sanchez. We used to be in pretty close contact with the First Eye Water guys when we were at Mine and Soul, and I see them in different restaurants and stores from time to time. But I'll definitely get a hold of them and see if where their distribution is happening now, because I'm quite sure they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yep. Miss Erica Fell says, Miss Wanda Lewis taught me that reverse osmosis is the only way to rid nitrates. I now have a water cooler, and Boogie gets us 3 giant jugs from Hy-Vee each week. Okay. That's right. And I used to go to No Name Nutrition and get the reverse osmosis water there in jugs and take it home.
Okay.
I was just thinking about that too. I was getting some water from the grocery store, and like I think I relayed this already, but an older black gentleman was there getting water too, and he went right over to the water that has the
alkaline water
and all that. He grabbed a couple packages and he was kind of talking about it, and I was like, man, everybody's up on this. Everybody understands that we're in a water crisis and got to learn something about water these days. Can't you just drink it? You got to know about it. So. Wanda Lou said, Colorado water that comes down from the mountains is the best. I'm trying to tell you, that mountain water.
Yeah. Something different.
So I appreciate everybody that's jumping to this situation here and talking about it. This is also something we talk about, a food crisis. We talk about resources. Definitely got to talk about water. because of all the things that water affects us in our neighborhoods. I mean, these nitrates are real. What's going on with child cancer and all kinds of stuff is going on. I mean, these things are the things that are directly affecting our neighborhoods, and we don't necessarily have control over what they do with the water supply. So first things first, got to keep our eye on what they're doing, and then if they're messing with it, we got to do something about it. It's got to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
8:45 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're in about 5 minutes. We'll get to some haps. So get your haps together and ready for that. In the meantime, between time, anything else? Any lightning round stuff that we
Yeah,
got?
let's go ahead and jump into a quick lightning round. Got a handful of articles to let the people know what's going ons. And
Cool.
yeah, continuing to still in the vein of Native American Heritage Day. Again, not really recognizing Black Friday, but we definitely recognize and stand with our Native brothers and sisters here on this Native American Heritage Day. And if you want to get closer to the Native culture, there is a class that is happening in the community that we want to let you know about, talking about the Bluebird Cultural Initiative, which is going down at the Yates Illuminates building over in South Omaha. And this is actually a 3-week class that is hosted by the Omaha-based nonprofit Bluebird Cultural Initiative. The class, along with others at Bluebird, is an attempt at building community among urban indigenous people, as leaders want to heal generational trauma and they want to revive fading native traditions. So not only protecting water, but also things like making moccasins and other cultural activities, again, are practiced and taught here at this class. Nicholas Beningas, who's Bluebird's executive director, says we've lost that understanding of how to create those simple things that keep us connected, or we are revitalizing those practices, creating a sense of community. And again, community is central to Bluebird's mission. Actually, founder Steve Tamayo, who's an artist and activist, and Benagas's father, created the nonprofit with the goal of rekindling tribal connections in Omaha, again, a major white metro area, nearly 90 miles from the nearest reservation. The idea for the moccasin classes came from the Society of Care, which is a Nebraska organization dedicated to helping Native American children and families cope with trauma. So again, this is a class that is offered at the Yates Illuminates building. And if you're interested, we'll try to get more information for that. But we're definitely all here for, cultural education. Again, the efforts have been going on in 2021. It is now boasts a staff of about 4 full-time employees and 20 volunteers that helps, again, at the Yates Illuminates, the former elementary school that has been transformed into a community and cultural resource hub. So not only everyone involved with the Bluebird, but big shout out to all those involved with Yates Illuminates. I definitely urge you to go ahead and check it out, man. Get down.
That's what's up.
Yeah. In other news, again, Warren Buffett is feeling the holiday spirit as he's recently donated quite a lump sum to a local children's organization. Warren Buffett says at Thanksgiving, I have much to be thankful for. And the billionaire announced that he had gifted a $2.4 million of Class B shares of Berkshire Hathaway stock to charitable foundations run by his children. So there you go, Paul, to answer your question. Is it any foundation or again, it's only foundations that are run by the Buffett family? The gifts of the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation, the Sherwood Foundation, the Howard G. Buffett Foundation, and the Novo Foundation total approximately $876 million, and are in addition to the regular donations that he makes each summer to those foundations in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation as well. This is the second year that Buffett has made additional gifts to the family foundations around Thanksgiving. So again, depending on how we feel about that is another conversation. But there you go. More money for the Buffetts, and the rich get richer.
Well, these foundations are supposed to be foundations that are serving the people.
Yep.
And so, that it's warranted for us to kind of take a look and see whether or not that's actually happening. We all talk about the Sherwood Foundation a lot. The Sherwood Foundation has had a lot to do with our neighborhoods, and they just got an influx of loot. So, what's that going to mean for some of the nonprofit organizations that are funded by the Sherwood Foundation and other foundations that we're finding out here? Warren Buffett's in Warren Buffett's defense, if you are trying to give your money away and your children have set up some foundations that to do some good, and they, then why wouldn't you hook them up? So, well, it just really the next question for us is what good are those foundation organizations doing for our neighborhood specifically? So,
Yep.
yeah, another thing to keep our eye on for sure. But Warren Buffett still huge figure out here in Omaha. When it comes to what the world knows about Omaha, Nebraska, they know Warren Buffett and Malcolm X. So that's just what everybody knows. And Buffett is trying to give away 99% of his wealth. He's supposed to be giving away before he passes away. So. But whenever I think of him, I think a lot to learn from him when it comes to money and finances. I also now have lived in the city, that's right next to where he lives, and wonder why is the black community in the state that it's in if you got a billionaire like that in town? What's going on?
There you go. There you go.
Mr. Gerfeld says Sherwood Foundation and the Howard G. Buffett Foundation fund PBS children's programming as well as many documentaries on Midwest people and history.
Okay. Okay. I mean, with foundations and coffers that large, I can imagine that, the spheres of influence are pretty, diverse, pretty widespread. So, yeah. I mean, but it's still worth the conversation. What are these organizations doing? And again, we're still kind of got the tip on Monday from the senators. There are some foundations out there locally who are trying to block some things happening in North Omaha. So, who is that as well?
And that supported the child prisons and everything else that's going on. So
hello. And yeah. I'll leave that to y'all to look into for yourself. But we'll wrap up this lightning round with reminding people that upcoming Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. So as we talk about nonprofits and organizations that would question what work are they doing, for those of you who do know about organizations that are doing good work that you're a part of, or that you do feel like actually does need the support, this upcoming Tuesday would be a good time to do that. Again, Giving Tuesday is kind of a staple here in the Omaha nonprofit arena or community, if you will. It has been put on by Share Omaha, and there is a website that you can go to if you would like to support organizations. All you have to go to is to the website, kind of type in the organization that you would like to support. Or if you don't know about any organizations, this is a good time to actually just really even use this as a tool to get aware of what nonprofits actually exist in the community. Again, we talk about nonprofits a lot on this show. So if you're not aware of really who's out there or how many Share nonprofits exist in the Omaha area, you can check out shareomaha.org/Giving Tuesday. Again, that's shareomaha.org/Giving Tuesday, to just kind of educate yourself on what work is being done in the community. And again, if you do not see any organizations that you would like to support on that website, it's still a good time. It's still a good day while the spirit is high to just check out their personal websites, hit their personal Cash Apps and PayPals. Again, Brother Sherman Wells shared the PayPal for Untamed in the chat. So just regardless, support. If there's an organization out there that you feel like is doing good work, now is a good time to, give them a hell.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good organizations in there. We've been a part of the Share initiative, Giving Tuesdays, and all those things. Coming from the nonprofit world, when we were over at Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, I predict this year. I predict this year that the Humane Society will get the most money
every year, man. Every year. Every year.
You don't want to bet me on that; you'll lose. Every year it just goes in. And to me, it's always an indication of the priorities of the state. When we see that happen, these organizations that are here that are getting $500, $1,000, and then you look at hundreds of thousands of dollars going to the Humane Society. They are always millions even. You're right. So again, my inclination is to go, hey, let's put our own list together of some organizations that could use some support that are not on the Giving Tuesday site. But don't fail to not look at there are some that are on there, so definitely check those out.
Yeah, Kim reminded us. One
Omaha is on there. Malcolm X Memorial Foundation is on there.
Yeah.
So there's some organizations that are actually nonprofit organizations that are hooked up there, and the way that this thing is set up, a lot of times people who wouldn't normally donate to organizations like One Omaha or Malcolm X Memorial Foundation might, because it's being put in front of them by Share Omaha. That's the
big
value
thing.
of what they do, right?
Yep. So that does it for our lightning round, though.
Oh, cool. Let me go ahead and take off of there right there. And let's go ahead and jump into some haps. Get your haps together, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the haps.
What's the haps? What's happening? What's going down?
Get me riled up a little bit too much there. I ain't quite well enough to get my freak on yet.
Yeah. Not ready to cut a rug just yet.
Cut a little rug. Thanks for joining us. It is now time for the haps. It's time for us to talk about a few things that we think you ought to be checking out and getting ready for and participating in. And same for you, the things that you have that you think we need to be checking out and being also participating in as well. So please let us let us know about what you got going on as far as haps is concerned. So
yeah, man.
First and foremost, we want to keep on pushing that Dr. Umar will be in town. You want to see him speak over at the Black Agenda Alliance's 4th year anniversary. So it's quite the occasion. They're going to be giving out some awards too, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Definitely check out this. Definitely going to show up here for this. We're really working towards trying to get as many people there as we can. And a lot of times I'm talking to people around town that know he's coming, and I'm saying, well, you better go ahead and get your tickets. There's only going to be limited seats here, so definitely check it out. You got general admission seats that you need to reserve. You can hit the Cash App. That's $BAA Omaha, or you can go to PayPal and enter in info@BAAOmaha.com. Get your tickets that way. Shout out to the Black Agenda Alliance for putting this together. And also, while we're talking about it, we don't have a flyer for it yet, but Dr. Cornel West will also be out coming on the 5th. He'll be in town. And there'll be a flyer coming soon about his visit here as well. So look out for that, and lots of good stuff coming up. I do believe we're going to have Dr. Umar on the show before he comes on the 4th as well. We talked. I'm sorry, on the 2nd as well. I think we talked about him promoting the one last push for this event before that as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, shout out to the BAA for putting this on, man. Shout out to Untamed, everybody who's of one accord here to try to bring some very important people and some things in some speeches and things that will really kind of help unify the Black community even stronger by doing stuff like this, man. Bringing out Dr. Cornel West, Dr. Umar Johnson. We really appreciate BAA for their work and definitely shout them out and definitely hook them up.
Man.
You don't just have to buy your ticket with that Cash App. You can use that Cash App to donate to the BAA whether you're going or not. So definitely check out BAA Omaha. And also PayPal info@BAAOmaha.com. Get your tickets now for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's make that sell out, y'all. Let's make that sell out.
Yep. I'll Be Black Girl is hosting a deal, the Color Purple movie premiere. They're doing the Color Purple movie premiere. They're doing a movie premiere at Exarban Cinema. I believe they're having a talk back after this to discuss some things about it. It's Exarban Cinema at 4 p.m. December 10th. So definitely, if you're planning on going to check out the Color Purple in the theaters anyway, you might as well go on the IB Black Girl Day and join in with them on December 10th at 4 p.m. Mark that on your calendars. Might be something fun to check out, and also, like I said, have a discussion about some of the things that are going on about in that movie.
Yeah,
which is always very important to the Black community in a big way.
Yeah, there's actually was a conversation about how relevant some of those tropes are, and what that conversation looks like in modern times. That's interesting. I didn't know they was bringing that back though. I mean, this kind of got me thinking about the whole writer's strike tip. Like, there's a lot of remakes going on. They're bringing back Mean Girls, and Good Burger 2 just came out.
Say what? Really?
Yeah. A lot of remakes going on. I'm kind of excited for that one though. I see Fantasia on the flyer. Fantasia has been acting in The Color Purple on Broadway for quite some years and killing it, might I add. I've been hearing she's killing it as working the main character on The Color Purple. So
yeah,
let's see about the film. That's dope. Shout out to IB Black Girl.
Man.
Support Giving Tuesday.
Kimra said One Omaha ain't getting no LB 531 money either. I was lied to and told we could. Man, we'll have to come back to that.
Some questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah, we'll definitely come back to that when we talk to the senators on Monday. A few other things that are going on here. We're definitely running out of time. I'm trying to. There's so many things. There's a event happening at the Benson Theater. I was trying to look at this is Edom Soul Music. You know who Edom is?
Yes, I did see this.
One of the most beautiful voices in the Midwest, as far as I'm concerned. And she will be at the Benson Theater. Now I'm trying to find out let me see if I can find out the date here. I thought this flyer had the date on it, but it doesn't look like it. So let's check it out real quick.
Yeah, I saw she made a post about it.
Yeah, it's the 27th of November. So it's coming up in a few days here, and definitely check this out. I think the time frame on it, if the
that's
internet
Monday?
work. Boy, this is interesting how this is working out here.
I think the 27th is Monday.
Is it Monday? Okay.
Yeah, but big shout out to Edom Soul. If you haven't, heard her perform, or if you're not familiar, this will be a good opportunity to go ahead and treat yourself. And I do believe she's going to be performing and showcasing some new work, some new music that she's been working on over the last few years. So, Ambition, Body, Soul, and Movement at the Benson Theater.
7 p.m. on Monday. So, definitely mark your calendars and come check that out. You can get tickets from bensontheater.org. And definitely check that out for sure. In the chat real quick, I think I see Brother Sherman Wells. He said there's also an Eventbrite link for Dr. Umar. Oh, okay. Oh, Eventbrite. There's an Eventbrite link. Okay, so you can get your tickets from Eventbrite. There's the link in the chat there. 4th year anniversary celebration. So you can get your tickets there as well if you don't want to just go straight to the Cash App or to the PayPal. As a matter of fact, it probably is better if you went to the Eventbrite link, so that they can know who's coming too. You kind of register on there and make sure they know who's showing up at RSVPs for you and all that good stuff, and you can get your tickets there. So definitely check that out. I appreciate you putting that in the chat. I didn't realize that there was a deal there. Yeah, cool. Oh, you just sent me the same thing?
Cool? Let's go ahead and repost it for the people on YouTube. Again, this is on Facebook.
Good idea. Yeah,
Getting that. All the folks on YouTube can't see the Facebook comments and things like that. We're gonna go ahead and repost the link. Again, let's make sure we sell that out. And support the BAA, and also come through for Dr. Umar. I see Aggie Kid in the chat also, man. Shout out to my man Aggie Kid. Talking about Arby's has a whole Good Burger meal tie-in for the movie. Some of the commercials you might have seen. Yeah, man, very interesting. All the remakes coming out.
That's hilarious. It's 9:02 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, and we are now past our agreed 9 o'clock hour of shutting this down. So I appreciate everybody that can maybe hang with us a few more minutes so we can get a few more haps out. Really appreciate that very much. Sherman says it wouldn't let me post the link on YouTube. We just did. We posted the link on both. Yep. And we'll post that link on Friends of First Sky Omaha too, so you guys can go to that page and also click it there. And then of course you can also go to the BAA Facebook page. Untamed, I'm sure, has it. Hit all the pages and go ahead and hit that link to Eventbrite so you can get your tickets there. Really appreciate that very much. Support. Also, did we miss the hip hop Nutcracker? Let me see if this.
Yeah, I think that went down. Yesterday,
Anybody go to
the day before yesterday?
Anybody go to there? Yeah, it's 22nd, so the day before yesterday. Anybody go to the hip hop Nutcracker? Let us know if you went. Also, Michelle Trosclair has a talk coming up at Benson Theater as well, December 5th. Mark this on your calendars as well. This is during the day, 11 to 1. It's a conversation with Michelle. It's a DEIA Lunch and Learn. So there'll be some food there. She's going to be discussing access to spaces, jobs, arts, and business opportunities for the neurodivergent and sensory disabled persons. So definitely check that out. There's going to be some heavy hitters on the scene here. Becca Jerde, Stacy Luther, and Leslie Bishop Hartung from the Autism Centers in Nebraska. So they're going to be there speaking on these things. This is a free event. Definitely check it out. 11 to 1. She always brings some really good information, and we with all this talk that we have right now about mental health, this is a great situation here where we can start talking about some of the things that people can do, access, jobs, all the things that people need, and there's some help out there for them. So let's definitely check this out. You can also go to bensontheater.org and register for it. It's a free event and free lunch, whole nine. Definitely check this out, December 5th, 11 to 1. Appreciate Michelle Trosclair for doing that for sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her.
Yep. Looks like Buddy got something going on Black Friday.
Yeah, this is we've been kind of talking about it. Anjali and the Timeless going down tonight, Black Friday 2023. Again, that's tonight. Omaha Performing Arts is a part of this, so that's 1200 Douglas Street right there at the not the Orpheum, but
That's the Holland, man.
yeah, the
1200 Club.
Holland. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. At the Holland again, 1200 Douglas Street. Doors open at 6:30. Show time begins at 7:30. But Anjali is gonna have a few friends present as well. Big Wade, if you haven't heard that new Piano Man album, go ahead and check that out. Might be playing some of those cuts. Big Wade will be there as long as John Brooks and Brad Meyer will also be joining. Again, Anjali and Timeless is going down tonight. Make sure you get your tickets. You can go to ticketomaha.com. Again, that's ticketomaha.com for more information and to purchase your tickets. Again, show starts at 7:30. Going down.
Appreciate that very much, man. Yeah, man, there's gonna be some good stuff happening, and of course, we want to keep mentioning. Mark your calendars. We don't have flyers for this yet, but mark your calendars. Dr. Cornell West will be in town on the 5th, and there's some things that he's going to be doing there. We'll have more information coming soon on that. But Dr. Cornell West will be coming through. Shout out to the BAA for making those things happen. And we'll have more information on that to come. But it's going to be a heavy week next week for that. Definitely plan on coming on the 2nd to the 4th anniversary of the BAA and hear Dr. Umar speak. Definitely come to that. Get your tickets, and we'll all converge there. This is an important day for the BAA, not just for their anniversary, but they're also doing an awards ceremony as well, and they'll be giving out some awards. So you're recognizing some other people in the community that we want to also support. So this is a good way to find out, and all kind of get in the same room with a lot of like-minded folks that can really kind of talk about how to expand and collaborate, and that's what it's all about. So we definitely encourage you to come to that for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for everybody that hung with us and joined and stayed past the hour here. I just wanted to talk about some of those things. Tamika Renee in the chat said Giving Tuesday is November 28th. Meet and greet North Omaha Community Partnership at Jackson Fair Deal Cafe from 5 to 7. Free food and drinks.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Yes,
very
yes.
nice. We put that up so the YouTube people can see that as well.
Yeah.
Giving Tuesday is November 28th. Meet and greet North Omaha Community Partnership at Jackson's Fair Deal Cafe from 5 to 7. Definitely come check that out. Really appreciate that. Ms. Erica Fell says, I see your headlines include Nutrition in Child Care Act. Thank you. Hey, I came on late. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it too much, so let's definitely talk about it on Monday. This is the initiative that Miss Erica Fell, who is a Chad Chimer, put on Friends of First Sky Omaha in order to help us put some boots to the roots and ask our legislators to push for this. Helps children get some food relief inside the child care facilities, and this is something that the state is looking at. So we're definitely going to talk about that more on Monday as well, and see if we can get some boost to the roots on it. So thank you for that. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, maybe put that bug in the senator's ears.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hit the like button. Rose Reviews is reminding us, if you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. We're still trying to gain some followers over there. We're kind of moving toward. We don't know what Facebook is doing these days, man. We keep on talking about this. We keep on talking about possibly getting off of Facebook and getting on YouTube. We made some changes on Friends of First Sky Omaha, made some changes on the First Sky Omaha page to try to, better grab some folks. But it's just interesting. We're still word of mouth. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And when you tell them, come on over to YouTube and have them like and subscribe over there, follow us there. We'll continue there for the moment, but we got some changes coming up for season 7. Hopefully that will help us out here a little bit better. So, yeah, appreciate everybody who's joined us today. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
Man, big shout out to everybody who tuned in, all the ghost listeners, all the first time listeners, last time listeners. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Again, reminding you it is going down next week. Giving Tuesday. So make sure we are giving to our organizations. A big shout out to Sister Tamika and the North Omaha Community Partnership. Big shout out to Sister Kimra and One Omaha. Again, let's make sure we are supporting not just these sisters, but again, our community as a whole. So again, we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Hopefully everybody is being safe on this here day. If you do plan on getting out in the madness and hitting the stores, again, be safe, be courteous. And take care of your loved ones. Check on your folks and catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B. Take it away.
Man, also, along with those other ones you shouted out, shout out to Beeee for doing the good work. Definitely support them. Shout out for Untamed, who's always on the front lines doing the work as well. Speaking of which, we're still looking for Mr. Levi Blake. Please keep on looking, even though this flyer was for Thursday, November 16th, when everybody kind of went out into their respective neighborhoods to look around. We still want to keep doing that. So please keep on going out to your respective neighborhoods. Keep looking around for Mr. Blake. If you see anything, you can post that on your own page. Hashtag Where is Mr. Blake is the hashtag to use for that. Or if you have any information, you can call 402-444-4123. And we'll definitely try to have our brother Sherman Wells on to give us an update on what's going on with the search for Mr. Blake. And really appreciate all the work that they're doing. These are definitely organizations that need our support so that they can keep doing the good work that you can see. Plain and simple, you can see what's going on, what kind of work is being done here in a real way. Also, please keep an eye out for Nina Elizabeth Harlan, age 33, Native American sister that has been missing since the 13th of November. If you have any information about Nina, you can contact Omaha Police Department. I guess they do. They have a investigation open there for her. 402-444-4600 extension 6. And please keep your eye out for this sister as well. And just Friends of First Sky Omaha will put this up in order for you to be able to make sure you have the contact numbers for all these people. Yeah. So he said, Sherman says, I posted the new flyer in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Where is Mr. Blake? Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Miss Erica Phil says, have a 4-day weekend. So still cooking. Okay. Don't be telling me saying that loud. I'll be over there with a mask on, knocking on the door. What you got? Hey. Shout out everybody who joined us today. Thank you very much. Shout out to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before them. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Appreciate everybody's comments and great additions to the conversation that you brought today as a chat chimer. Shout out to the ghost listeners as well, who are out there spreading the word. Let everybody know this is going on. Please tell a friend, hit us up. And most of all, as well, shout out to the people who are supporting us. Excuse me, by going to firstskyOmaha.com and hitting the donate button and becoming reoccurring members of the channel as well. Thank you. The $10 people, the $25 people, the $50 people. Thank you very much. If you're so inclined, please go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the donate button, and help us keep this going as well. So we really do got to start our own kind of Giving Tuesday alternative list. Yeah. Of organizations to support, even if they're not a nonprofit. So again, thank you so much for your support, and we will definitely keep the conversation going on Monday when we speak to the senators. We're also going to have Brother Kasim on Monday as well from the BAA to talk about the events coming up next week, which is super exciting for us.
A lot of things are going on.
Love it. I love it. In the meantime, between time, thank you very much for everybody who joined us, and we will see you. Take care of yourselves this weekend, please. Don't overdo it with the turkeys and things. Yeah. Keep it cool. We still got work to do. We got to stay healthy. I'm learning my lesson right now for sure.
That part. Easy on the gout.
Right on. Have a good one, y'all. We'll see you. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red, the black,